Today we're going to talk about how to make lawn care just that little bit easier for yourself with pre-emergents, because they're going to prevent weeds for you. So less manual work in the long run, or less spraying herbicides as well. So let's talk about them, the time of year to put them down, some frequently asked questions, and just get into it. Yo mate, what up? Welcome to another lawn tip vid. So first things first, what is a pre-emergent? So if you didn't already know, a pre-emergent is a herbicide that is going to stop weeds germinating in your lawn. So before they even come up, it's going to prevent them from coming up and germinating. Now this is handy because there's some grass types like wintergrass, paspalum, crow's foot, a lot of those grassy weeds that are really hard to find herbicides to knock down those disgusting weeds that you get in your lawn. So a pre-emergent will get them before they even come up. So the one thing is that you do need to make sure you get it down at the right time. Now the pre-emergent creates like a little barrier in the soil which sits in there for, depending on the pre-emergent you get, for about 3 to 6 months, and depends on the weather and everything, but it's going to prevent weeds for a long time. So application timing is important. So you need to aim to get your pre-emergent out before your winter weeds come up and before your spring and summer weeds come up. So I generally recommend here in Australia that you try and get your pre-emergent out now. So this time of year, anywhere from start of March to, I'll be pushing it to the end of April, start of May if you really have to. And that's going to prevent our winter weeds. It will actually prevent some of our broadleaf weeds as well. You can check on the label and see what weeds it does prevent, but it will even slow down some weeds that aren't registered on there as well. I found it's had quite a good impact on clover in the past and a couple of other broadleaf weeds. But when it comes to applying it in springtime, I actually tell people to put it down in late August, early September, a little bit earlier, because some years we do get those warmer soil temps and paspalum germinates early and gets in there. Now, obviously, if you got paspalum or wintergrass there, it's not going to kill it. It's only going to prevent more of it coming up. So you're going to reduce the seed bed over an extended period of time. So it may take 2 to 3 years to really start to see results, but I highly recommend you apply it 2 times a year if you can, to make sure you're preventing all of those nasty weeds. Now in saying that, if you are overseeding, like I did recently around the green just down there and over on the Kikuyu, you actually can't put a pre-emergent out because it's going to stop your grass germinating as well. Pretty much stops all grass from coming up. Be aware if you're trying to get an area to repair as well, like you're plugging an area, you're putting some sprigs out, you're doing something along those lines, stay away from pre-emergents as well. Now I know in the States, you guys can use tenacity. I think even in New Zealand you can get it as well, which you can put up while you're seeding. Not available over here in Australia, so we've only got these options here. So the products that I recommend and use, prodiamine is the main one, which Spartan and Barricade are the 2 you're looking at to help prevent weeds for up to 6 months. So we also just bought our smaller pack size of the Spartan as well. So we've now got 250 ml. If you've got a smaller lawn, a more affordable option for you as well if you've sort of held off before, because you want to buy a litre of Barricade or 500 ml of Spartan. Now if you have got some new turf, there is actually something you can put out, some Oxstar. So just make sure you read the label and make sure your grass type is on there, because it's not registered for cool season grass, but for most warm season grasses. This is a blend of fertilizer and pre-emergent, but you can put this out when you put down your turf. So I actually put some Oxstar out here, which has oxidase on it, sorry. I put that out when I put this Tiff Tuff out, and we prevented a lot of weeds. But the thing is, it only lasts around about 12 weeks from memory, so there's some stuff coming up now. But we haven't seen any wintergrass yet, so I've still got time to get my pre-emergent out. So we're gonna be applying some Barricade today, but I should have really got it out probably a month ago, to be honest, but this was still new turf, so I wanted to hold off for a little bit. So that takes me to the point that if you have seeded or laid a new lawn recently, prodiamine, Spartan, Barricade probably isn't going to be your best bet, because you want to make sure that your root system is at least 3 centimeters deep. So generally with a seeded lawn, we're looking close to 6 months. You can squeeze it a bit earlier if your root system's really developed well. With turf, it really depends on the grass type again. So you could get away with 2 months if it's going really well, a month if it's going absolutely nuts. But I'd recommend you don't. Hold off if you can. Look at something like Oxstar instead in those early stages, and then jump on board with some Spartan and Barricade, which will last a lot longer. which is the main goal really. So you're putting less applications out, putting less applications of post-emergent herbicides as well, like bow and arrow, and also dicamba and a couple of other products that will get rid of the weeds on the spot, but it's not going to prevent them. So today, as I said, we're putting some barricade out. Now we are using a sprayer to put this out. So I'm using the sprayer on the back of the gator. I've done it plenty of times in the past with a knapsack sprayer. I've done it with my blue sprayer as well. You've just got to make sure you're putting the right amount of product out with this product here. So we're doing 30 mil per 100 square meters today. If you look on the label, always check your label. There is also other recommended rates depending on what you're trying to control and how bad it is as well. It's different for garden beds. I've seen people use it in car parks before. Be aware that it will break down very quick in the car park because it's exposed to the sun a lot more. But 30 mil per 100 square meters, we're gonna actually mix it with a wetting agent as well. So I'm putting it out with some AquaTurf. I could have used Tricure, but I have lots of AquaTurf in the shed, so I wanted to use that today. And the reason we put a wetting agent with it, which you don't have to do this, but the reason I like to do it is because it just helps distribute it in the soil a lot better, because we break that surface tension and we get it just to soak into the soil nice and evenly across the board. So imagine if you had hydrophobic soil, you sprayed it out, watered it in, and you got a little bit of runoff, and some areas missed the pre-emergent, whereas others didn't. So that's why we use a wetting agent with it. And we'll also make sure we water this in straight away afterwards if we can, because it can be broken down by the sun. I mean, you can wait 24 hours. It says on the label you can, but try and get some water down straight away if you can, with about 6 mil of irrigation. So 20 to 30 minute water on some home sprinklers. For me here, that's like a 15-minute water on these big Rainbird sprinklers here. So this will last me all of winter. Be aware that if you miss a spot, some weeds will probably come up. So if you do see some come up, you probably missed a spot. So it's a good idea to go in 2 directions if you can. I'm just going in 1 direction today because it's really easy to see where you're going with this spray rig. But go 2 directions, make sure you water it in, make sure you gear up with gloves and your PPE as well. Even when you're mixing it, make sure you get those gloves on and then apply it, get it done. So let's go spray it now, and then after that, we will water it in. So that is all done. Now we're going to make sure we water this in right now so that I don't forget, because I probably would. So as I said, make sure you get that 6 mil of irrigation out, and it's all about the application timing. If we do it too late, obviously it's not going to get those weeds coming up. Now, I do have an ebook and also lawn plans that tell you when to apply all these kind of things, and I have got a sale going on at the moment. I'll put the discount code up on the screen, 50% off if you guys want to check it out. As I've said before, that ebook, I am adding more to it, in the process of doing a few things, just taking a bit longer than I planned to, but I'm planning to put quite a bit in over winter because things do slow down for me, so plan to add some more to that ebook. But yeah, all the products I talked about today are on my website. I appreciate you guys checking that out, because that does help me again fund everything that I do here. Thanks guys so much for watching, really appreciate it. Hopefully you learned something from that, and hopefully if you didn't know about pre-emergents, that's an eye-opener for you, and you can really get on top of your weeds and help prevent them and have that pristine lawn all year round without those weeds in there. So I need to make sure I do it. As I said, I'm not going to be doing it around the green surrounds, around the Kikuyu. So actually there's another spot that I need to do. It was just the tiff tuff that I was thinking of, but anyway, we're done. Appreciate you guys so much. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next vid.